All right, good evening. Welcome to the November 10th council meeting. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Would also like to recognize J.R. Howard, a former council member. J.R., thanks for being with us this evening. I did not, is Noel Whitlock here by chance? Did I miss him? Okay.
Supposed to be.
Yeah, he was going to lead our invocation, so. Yeah, so if he does in the next couple of minutes, if not, Brett, if you don't mind to lead our invocation if Noel doesn't show up. But tomorrow is Veterans Day, and city offices will be closed in recognition of this holiday. But I would like to encourage our community to attend an event or seek out a veteran and thank them for their service to our country and our community. And I've invited Doug Gentry to join us this evening. Doug has served 21 years and 10 months of active duty with the Army National Guard and was deployed to the Middle East during Desert Storm and Enduring Freedom. Doug and his wife, Renee, have been married for 39 years and have 3 kids and 5 grandkids, and as he says, 1 in the oven. So, got another one coming.
Congratulations.
Doug also currently serves as the White County Veterans Service Officer, and I've invited Doug to come tonight so we can recognize him for his service, as well so he can tell us about the Veterans Day event held at the White County Extension Office tomorrow. Please join me in recognizing Doug Gentry.
Thank you very much. I know most of you in here have been around Thursday and White County a long time. And tomorrow being Veterans Day, we always have our event on the 11th day. At 11 o'clock, we started with World War I for Armistice Day. World War II changed it over to call it Veterans Day. I'm going to leave one of these out back. This year we have our speaker is a gentleman living over at Harding Place. He's a 92-year-old veteran. He flew reconnaissance during He flew reconnaissance during Vietnam and ended up flying F-4s later. He's a very articulate man, a very good speaker. I'm looking forward to him talking. The hardest part for him is going to keep him quiet after a few minutes because we don't want to go through it. There's going to be a lot of the 39th Brigade guys that deployed together. They're going to be there that went overseas. And so we look forward to seeing you. We'd love to have you there. Anything else?
I think that's great. We're still waiting on Noel. I think he's on his way, so we're going to bide a little time. If you want, let's go ahead and stand if you'd lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Attention, salute, pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Mayor, Mr. Gentry, don't leave. I want to say something. He comes from a long line of public servants. His father was a state trooper here in White County for many, many years. If I recall, B-22, is that correct?
25.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Last thing you saw JR. JR was one of our mentors when we were young. He helped Dad keep up in line. I want to tell you a real funny story real quick before y'all start. Now, see, my dad, he was such an awesome state trooper. He took us deer hunting one time. You remember that? We actually drove up on JR while we were hunting. He had just shot a deer, and then my dad stuck us out in the woods, and we came back. He was asleep in his state police car. While we were in the woods hunting, so he really appreciates the service of the car.
If y'all don't mind, I know we have more than one veteran in this room right now. If you're a veteran, you've served our country, do you mind to stand? Thanks, Doug. Okay, we do have a public hearing, so we're going to go ahead and do the public hearing. This is on the approving amounts of liens to be certified to the White County Tax Collector against certain properties as a result of grass cutting expenses and abatement of other nuisances. This public hearing is now open. Is there anybody here to speak on this item? Seeing none, the public hearing is now closed. We'll go ahead and just, Jason, if you want to, we'll call the meeting to order. We'll pause whenever Noel gets here for the prayer. Go ahead and call the roll.
Mr. Kirkman?
Here.
Mr. Morris?
Here.
Mr. Howard?
Here. Sorry.
Here.
Mr. Brewer.
Here.
Mr. Chalmers.
Here.
Okay, the first item up is the approval of minutes from the October 14th, 2025 regular council meeting and the October 29th, 2025 special council meeting.
Mayor, I read the minutes of those meetings. They're very, very good, and I'll make a motion both sets be approved.
Thank you. I have a motion by Mr. Morris, second by Mr. Brewer. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howell.
Yes.
Mr. Cardle.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Chalmers.
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland.
Yes. All right, Jason, if you'd like to go ahead and give the treasurer's report.
On Thursday, you all received the financial statements from Blanchett and Associates. And as Tim likes to do, I'll give you just some highlights from those. Our overall fund balance from this time in 2024 has increased $1.74 million. This year in the general fund, the increase has only been $846,000. We did take a revenue hit on sales tax collections this particular month. Walmart took a big rebate on sales tax, around $457,000. So that hurt. The other two big funds that we spend money out of on our projects, the street fund and the Fund 14, those are down, obviously, because we've bought some things and paid for some road projects this year. So, but still, as you look at the capital funds projects sheet that I have given you, what we're committed to do right now stands at $5.2 million. And after you net that out of city funds and withholding some reserves, you're still almost at $12 million in uncommitted funds to do things with. The fire department balances the Act 833 fund. It stands at $136,570.04, and the quarter cent fire tax fund finished the month at $550,668.21. Entertain any questions.
Any questions from the council?
Thank you for a good report.
Great job, Jason. Appreciate it. All right, I'd like to welcome, we'll pause just for a minute, Mr. Noel Whitlock. He is the Involvement Minister for College Church of Christ. Noel, thank you for coming tonight. If you don't mind, come on up and lead us in our invocation. Please stand.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for a wonderful fall evening. We come before you this evening grateful for the opportunity and the many ways that we serve our community. Father, I ask that you'll grant everyone in this room, especially those that are leaders, grant them wisdom, humility, and clarity in the way they make their decisions, because it affects each one of us in our neighborhoods. Help us to seek justice and to uphold truth, to pursue the common good with integrity. May our words always be respectful, our motives pure, and our actions to be guided by your goodness. So, Father, bless this city, its leaders, its citizens. Bless us with unity and safety and prosperity. And I would be remiss if I did not give thanks also, because tomorrow is Veterans Day, that we would thank you for those that have served our country and protected its freedoms and paid the ultimate price. So, Father, we thank you for those who have served. And we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Noel. Appreciate it. Item number 5 is setting a public hearing date for a private club permit application for, and I believe this date and time is right, is it December 9th, correct? 2025 at 5 p.m. Do we have a motion to set the public hearing?
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Rainey,
Second.
second by Mr. Cargill. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Howell.
Yes.
Mr. Cardle.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Mr. Rainey.
Yes.
Mr. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Chalmers.
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland.
Yes.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Thank you. Next up, we have the My Cersei project updates by Mr. Stafford.
Good evening, everybody. We're going to run through the
the good updates first, and then we'll talk about a little unpleasantry that's going on one of them. So Riverside Park, we submitted those plans to RDOT for the grant, 30% set, and we're still waiting the comments back from them. And then we also are working towards the final kind of master plan to identify what the remaining funds besides trails that we're going to spend out there, which should be completed then in January, that plan, and so we should have those identified the first of the year. We did 2 weeks ago, we got to our first look at the trail system plan. That's kind of more of a detailed, verified, topographic kind of trail system, and it looks like we can get 12 miles of trail out there, which is huge. So in the trail building circles, if you can get 10, that typically will get you like people from out of town to come for the day. If you can get to that 12 to 15 mark, you'll start to see people coming overnight trips. So that's what we're hoping to really get, is to draw people into the town during the day, but if we can get overnight, so 12 miles would be good. So the next steps on that are to do some more field verification on the layouts that he made. I was actually out there this weekend tooling around in bunches. He's got a bunch of flags already marked on some of the trails that he's got in mind, so it'd be starting that verification process on the locations, and then start cost estimates to see how much that's going to cost to do the full 12, and then see what of the 5 million that we have would remain to do other things on that. So,
Real quick, let me interrupt you. So part of that 12 miles does kind of fall over onto the water utility property, correct?
yeah, so that this just south of the water treatment plant, some of that just wooded area, some of that does include that, which we've had some preliminary contact with the water utilities folks that they would be fine with the trail. So our next step there is to actually get with the board and show them the plans and just get their final thumbs up on it, as well as that grant that goes up Davis Drive that we recently received. We'll kind of skip across some of their property as well. So, but yes. The Little Red Greenway connection, so the underpasses, I've mentioned the BB Caps one, that there's a potential that we could go under the bridge. They have verified and designed that we do have the clearance to do that. So that's great news. It's going to be considerably less money to go under the bridge than to create a tunnel under BB Caps. Don't know exactly what that number is. That's what they're working on right now, is finalizing that design and getting an estimate. So,
where is that crossing exactly?
that's the under BB Caps. So the bridge is just before you get to Benton on BB Caps. So instead of, the plan was to go under a tunnel and come up where the bike trail exists right now between North Star and Casa Brava. This would actually be just a little bit further east, and then just go under the bridge. And so what that would entail is, if you look under that bridge abutment, it's at an angle. So you'd take that angle away and build basically a retaining wall on the one side that's vertical, and then a trail. So you basically make an L out of it. But there was concern that there might not be the height to do that, but they have verified it that we can get the height to do that. So that's doing basically a trail and a wall is a whole lot cheaper than a tunnel. So.
And then making that connection back over to the bike trail.
Yeah, that's right. So we're looking at the routing from there, either coming down BB Caps over to the bike trail, or potentially maybe following the creek, potentially getting an easement from that property owner, following the creek up to not Remington, Hastings, and then coming over to connect along Hastings to the bike trail. So working on those. Berry Hill Park, construction, as you can see, is progressing on it. If you've been by there lately, you've seen a lot of work along Moore. They're currently removing all of that parking lot, all that heads-in parking lot off of Moore. They're starting to cut that, and then there's a lot of excavation you're seeing, and that's the underground drainage from the playground system that's going to dump into the creek over there. So they're putting in all of that underground drainage. You also will notice that the Christmas lights are also being installed right now. So just a reminder to everybody, we're not interfering with the Christmas lights. The Christmas lights displays should be all in the same locations. All of the construction fencing is outside of where our Christmas lights are. So it'll be fenced off in the background, but all of our displays will be up for the Christmas time. So and we're tracking well on time. The playground people should be out here in the next maybe like week and a half, 2 weeks to begin actual construction on the playground splash pad itself. So really excited. It's moving along really well. All right, so South Main. So we've had a little hiccup
in Wrinkle and South Main projects, we're currently at a temporary stop in construction and waiting on a permit from the Army Corps of Engineers. This permit's called a 404 permit, and it has to do with wetland delineation. And so all of the environmental things for this permit have been done and complete. What's still lacking is what's called a Section 106 coordination, and that has to do with a cultural report. We've had a cultural report done by an archaeologist, which was actually done last year, that said that there was no historic findings on the site. So they did 1,800 test holes on the site, and they found that the things that they did find were of no historical relevance. But there were 14 holes of the 18 where they did find something. And from the report, it's like glass bottles, it's plastic, it's some nails. It basically looks like, and from even what the report says, that it's just some trash. So, but the process is in this Section 106 review is they have to have the state historic preservation people, as well as any tribes that have jurisdiction within our county, have to sign off, basically give the thumbs up to our cultural report. Typically, they will not do that unless they have a third party that's hired by the federal government archaeologist look at our report and agree with it. Because of the shutdown, and they don't have anybody on staff right now, the permit officer we're working with is working right now without pay, so we're really grateful that he's been the assistance that he has been. But they don't have an archaeologist on staff, and they don't have the funds to go hire an archaeologist to verify our findings. So we aren't supposed to do any work in the areas where they have found things, even though our report does show that it's just some glass bottles and trash. They need to verify it, and then state historic preservation people need to agree with it, and then all 8 of the tribes that have jurisdiction within our county have to sign off on it as well. So our permit officer has gone ahead, looked at our study. They've submitted a letter to both of those entities, the tribes and to the historic people, in hopes that that will carry some weight, and maybe we'll get off center and we can begin construction without having this archaeologist hired, which they don't have the funds to hire, and they won't let us. We already offered. We're like, can we pay for one? They said no. So anyways, so that's kind of where we stand right now. It could be, we don't have a really clear timeline on when we can start back up. Some of it does hinge on the shutdown. If it has to go to the archaeologist, we're kind of dead until they can hire one or get somebody on board to verify this letter. But hopefully, if the state historic preservation people will accept this permit officer's letter and the tribes will accept this letter as well, then it could be tomorrow, it could be, but that could be up to 30 days if that's the case, because they'll have, by law, they have 30 days to respond once they receive the letter. So that's kind of where we're at. Happy to answer any questions. It's kind of a bummer. We've submitted that permit, that 404 permit, back in June, so they've had it for 6 months, and anyways, it's just
We can't do any work out there right now?
that's correct. Anywhere where there was, the cultural study was, the perimeter of the cultural study, which was the entire site, including the east side of Maine.
So is that all the equipment of our contractor lined up over there?
So we're hoping that this isn't gonna be long-term or any longer than we hope. So we told them they didn't want any of their equipment on site in the permit area, and luckily we just purchased a piece of land right there adjacent that they could park all their equipment on. That's not technically on the permit site, so that's why it's sitting over there. Hopefully not too long.
Richard, is there a concern that, like I believe, is it Capital that has the contract? Is there a concern that there's gonna be a day where they've gotta pick up and go to another site?
Yes,
And
sir.
if so, where is the concern day count at? Do you have any idea?
I asked that question Friday at our update meeting, and Capital hasn't made any indication to CDI that they have a date in mind that they can hang out until.
Where's Capital located out of?
They're up here at Albion. Yeah, there's some concerns. Timing is definitely a concern. We've been really fortunate with the weather to this point, that we've made such good progress on it. I mean, we have almost, the building pad's almost completely finished. So hopefully the delay doesn't get us into any rain season, which would also be a concern. So there's definitely concern. I think what we're waiting back right now is any verification from the historic preservation folks and the tribal folks if they accept that letter or not. If they say no, that they won't accept that letter, then that's going to be a worse scenario. If they do accept the letter, then it could be 30 days. What we've been told with the tribal folks, I think there's 8 total. I think they said like 4 of them aren't really super organized, so they probably won't respond, which is good. They don't have any response, but that means it'll take the 30 days, because they'll give them 30 days to respond. But if they don't even respond that everything looks good, then we have to just sit there and wait. So.
Richard, maybe I missed it. How long has this shutdown been in effect?
I wrote a letter Tuesday, this past Tuesday.
So what's worst case scenario?
Well, that we're not really sure. Worst case scenario is, the worst case scenario, if they do have to hire an archaeologist, if they won't accept these letters, then it really depends on the timing of the federal government opening back up. Our permit officer definitely is aware of the situation and that they've been sitting on it. So it's as quickly as they can get one hired and then back, and then that starts another 30-day. If that archaeologist would verify it, then that triggers another 30 days of review process. There's been some work done out there, so I mean, there is a scenario where they could come enforce the fact that we've done some work in a permit area. Don't really know what that looks like. I've asked multiple times, if that does happen, what does that look like? So the worst, or the most they could tell me was, if you've done work out there and then something is found later, then that could be a problem. But our cultural report, like I said, we've had for a year. It's a 200-page document. It's super interesting. I mean, if anybody wants to read 200 pages, but I mean, it's 1,800 holes that they dug, and it lists and details everything they found out there. And I'm not an archaeologist, but it's pretty clear, and in bold letters says that there was nothing of historical value found. So I'm just holding my hat that was a correct document. So,
Richard, in light of the current situation with that permit, CDI, HART, engineers, Craft and Toll, every partner that's involved, they're still making progress where they can.
yeah, that's right. So, we still are waiting on just a few final pricing things. We're still working towards that guaranteed max price number, which is the final price, budget set, ready to roll, going. So they're still working behind the scenes on that, on all of that coordination, getting the bids, all the final drawings are in. They're just getting bids and pricing. But yes, there's still some work being done behind the scenes. It's literally just, we're not moving dirt right now, unfortunately.
Yeah. Didn't foresee the government shutdown affecting us on this particular project, but
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Richard on this?
So are we gonna, I'm really a positive person, but the way I remain positive is I try to think of like the worst case scenario and
Mhm.
start, staying ahead of it. Is this worst case scenario, is this probably gonna require some, I'm not saying it's gonna be the worst case.
Mhm.
Just so we know what those multiple exit ramps are. Is it something we'd anticipate some type of help from a congressional delegation or something like that?
That's been discussed.
Does it make sense to go ahead and
The discussions we've had about that have been kind of waiting, because this permit officer has been helpful,
yeah.
and kind of going, I mean, like I said, they've had it for 6 months, so. But anyways, now he's being very helpful, and we don't, and he's holding a lot of the cards by writing this letter for us and verifying it. So I think if the scenario comes back to where they won't accept it without an archaeologist, I do think it's probably worth seeing if there's any other avenues that we can follow for help.
All right. Thank you. Anything else, Richard, on the projects?
I don't think so. Anybody else have any questions for me?
All right, thank you. Item number 7, authorization for the mayor to negotiate an agreement for the Ray Street Visioning Study with Craft and Toll.
If I recall correctly, that the funding for this has already been donated and it
That's
is in
right. The
the
funds-
city's possession.
Correct. The funds were raised for this, $15,000 by the beautification committee with a long list of donors down Ray Street. That's right.
I move we do it. Approve it.
Is that a motion, Mr. Schellenberg? Do you have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Cargill. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Cargill?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Schellenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
All right, item number 8 is a discussion of country club drainage. Mark, we have you down for this. I believe in your packets you should have an aerial rendering from Davidson Engineering.
Several weeks ago, we were told about a project that the club is doing. As everyone's aware, they're not technically in the city limits, so we don't have any way to regulate that necessarily. But as soon as I found out about it, I thought perhaps that Mr. Davidson might be an engineer for that project. Turns out he was not at that time. Not sure right now if he is today or not. But anyway, he has basically come up with a proposal, if the club were willing to create a detention pond, and then the city would participate in running pipe down the street and then under Country Club Road to the north side, south, that'd be the north side. That we could possibly get a detention pond in there that would help not only with what's being built now, but with what has gone on over a number of years where we get a heavy rain. There's a house there on just west of the club that gets a lot of water through their backyard. They've done a lot of work. Fixed it to some extent, but they still have some issues. And then the property across north of Country Club Road gets a tremendous amount. It flows over the road, can be a problem for traffic. Anyway, the proposal you have in front of you would be for the club and then for the city. I've talked to Mr. Davidson some more. I'm not quite sure all of that's down in the Schedule 2 should be the city's responsibility, but some of it certainly should be. What we'd ask is if the council would be interested in participating in this to help alleviate some flooding problems in that area.
Mark, make sure I'm saying this right. So this is, just west of the country club, right? The golf course. There's currently drainage issues there,
There are,
right? So that exists today.
correct.
And then there's a new project going on the country club grounds that could impact that drainage even more. And so they're looking on what they can do with this drainage ditch and then what the city can do to correct the drainage issue that already exists.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The last rain we had, there's significant flood issues right there.
It's been bad for,
It goes over the road. It's in, Mr. Howard's yard. It needs to be fixed.
it does.
Yeah.
Al, I appreciate you saying that, Mark, and you and I know, and I know Mr. Howard knows, this is not an issue that's developed overnight. It's been complicated over the years by the development of the properties over north of Country Club where it was a pine field, so to speak, and the pine needles served as a sponge, and the water ran off slowly, and then when that was developed, streets, rooftops, driveways, the water runs off quicker. This is a problem, Council, that we have dealt with when I was here at City Hall and tried to make some improvements along the way. And Mr. Howard has been very, very patient, worked with us all along. And I agree with Mr. Howell. You add this side of the structure out there with the metal roof, with the apron around it that is either asphalt or concrete, you're just going to complicate this drainage issue personally have seen, water running through Mr. Howard's backyard, just like a river all the way up to his doorstep. And, likewise, across the road, water running across the road, and so I'm fully supportive of us stepping up and doing our part on this project, and I hope the rest of you will see it likewise.
And I will say that these numbers you've got in front of you are likely on the high side. There's not been a detailed final set of plans done yet, but both Mr. Davidson and I feel that's on the high side of things.
Mark, timing-wise and coordination-wise, would the city need to do its improvements after the country club does theirs, or is there a timing mechanism there?
Actually, probably we should do, ours is downstream, it should come first or at the same time.
Okay.
I mean, it's not gonna do it good for them to do their improvements and it just wash over everything. So I would recommend that we do ours at least at the same time.
So is this scheduled to, including all of the drainage just south of the West Country Club Road?
What he has shown is Schedule 2, yes, is the part that runs along the edge of Country Club Road and under Country Club Road.
And we're not gonna cause some problem by shoving it under Country Club and flaring it out?
The detention pond would have a weir structure which will regulate the water flow that comes out of it, slow it down. That's the whole purpose of this project, is to try to slow that water down. Right now, they're getting it all, and it's a big rush. So we build a pond that has a certain volume, let it out over a period of time. The water's still gonna flow across there, but not all in one big rush.
Mark, is my understanding, the existing golf cart structures, sheds, whatever, are gonna stay, so this is even gonna complicate more water running off faster, is that correct?
It would, and I'm not sure about the structures. You'll have to talk to someone with the club about that. The old structures, I do not know. But adding what they're adding will increase the flow of water.
Do you know, Mr. Moore, if old structure's gonna stay intact? I was told that it would stay, but still, this structure will complicate and add more runoff, correct?
Yes, I believe that it would.
But even if the club was in the city limits and subject to our building regulations, the city would still need to be involved to do the drainage on down the Country Club and under Country Club Road.
I think if they were inside the city, we could probably require that they do the work without us contributing. Since they're not, though, I feel like it's fair to do there's already a problem, there's already an issue.
Well, that was gonna be my final question, is this is really gonna remedy the problem that's been there for
It's gonna make, I'm not gonna tell you it's gonna completely solve it, but it will make it substantially better, I believe.
Okay.
This may be a dumb question, probably is, why have we not done anything before now?
There's been no way to effectively detain it and slow it down because we have no area to create a pond. The club does have a small area that can be used as a pond.
I see.
And Mark, the club is paying that portion of it.
Yes, they are, the club is,
Okay.
everything you see back south of the road, the club is doing all of that. And where Mr. Davidson and I disagrees a little bit is like under the driveway to this parking lot. I feel like that probably should be the club's responsibility rather than the city's to do every foot of that along Country Club Road. I really think we ought to pick up at the box that you see there and go west and then north across the Country Club Road.
And Mark, we can do that work with our own people.
We can do that. We've got plenty to do, so, but yes, we are capable of doing this. The way I figured it, if we were to do it, we would probably spend somewhere between $15,000 and $17,000 in materials. I'm not calculating any time into that, but, I mean, there's quite a difference in a contractor doing it and us doing it.
Do you have the cost for those materials in your existing budget, or there need to be a request for those
I could
materials?
probably pay those out of my budget for this year, yes.
Well, if the club's willing to allow this drainage on to be there and do all that, I just think it's something we need to do. I don't disagree with you about the drainage under the driveway, but this is gonna go a long way to cure that problem out there.
It will substantially help it.
I would move that we participate in this project.
Second.
Okay, so is this I guess, a voting item? Or do we just need a verbal?
I would like a clarification. Is that the city doing the work or having the contractor who does the other work?
My 2 cents is you're gonna get with the mayor and you're gonna figure out which is the best way to do it.
Okay.
The quickest way, the least expensive.
Do you have the money in your budget either way?
Yes, but this dollar amount is gonna be over the bid limit. If it comes back that high. I don't know if it will or not. It's not even had the final plans drawn yet, so we're guessing somewhat here.
What is the bid limit again?
55? Is that right?
If it's yes, we could get somewhere a little bit, 52, 53, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe 54. Probably we can get it in there, but we got in trouble a little bit last year, so we can't waive bidding on this project evidently, because we can't waive bidding on it.
So we'd have to do it all ourselves.
Do it ourselves, or it'd have to be under the, whatever, there's a not cost of living, it's the price index, consumer price index, that the limit that we can spend advances each year based on the consumer price index. I just have to figure out what that is.
Timing wise, Mark, I mean, do you need an action tonight, or is this something we can come back and talk about in December? Or do you know?
I would like to start on it sooner than December, because
So-
we'll be the 9th or 8th or 9th, 10th.
Let me ask the council this. Should we go ahead and just ask for the ability to bid the project? That gives you both options, whether to do it in-house or to bid it. That way he's covered both ways.
Yeah,
Does that sound good?
Because we have no idea what the cost would be to have it done unless we do that, so I think we
I would
should.
include that in my motion.
Okay, so we have a motion by Mr. Rainey, which it would include authorization to go to bid on this project.
Second.
Second by Mr. Morris. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Cardinal,
Yes.
Mrs. Abel,
Yes.
Mr. Rainey,
Yes.
Mr. Brewer,
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Mr. Morris,
Yes.
Mr. Howell.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Mark. Next up, item number 9 is the discussion of drainage on Spruce Street behind First Baptist Church.
Mayor, before we move on, I'd like to, Mr. Howard, we talked about Mr. Gentry's service at the state police, and we also thank you for your service to the state of Arkansas. All the years you were with the state police, on the airport commission, and as city council. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, and I appreciate what y'all are doing very much.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you, Mr. Morris.
the drainage on Spruce Street, there is a hole that's opened up on Spruce Street, has been there for several months now. There was some question about 3 years ago, the council abandoned and vacated Spruce Street. So was it our issue, was it the church's issue? Mr. Rainey has found the ordinance where we did that vacation, and the way I read it, it clearly says that we can, if not should, do the maintenance on that. So my recommendation to you is just let us proceed on and fix it.
Okay, so, is there any other discussion on that? We have a motion by Mrs. Hales for the city to do the work. We have a second by Mr. Schallenberg. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Abel,
Yes.
Mr. Rainey,
I'm gonna abstain because I'm on the board of trustees of the church, but I think we ought to do this as a city.
Mr. Brewer,
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Mr. Morris,
Yes.
Mr. Howell.
Yes.
Mr. Cardinal.
Yes.
Item number 10 is request to approve funds to replace a police department vehicle. This amount is in the budget ordinance.
Hey, Chief, can I ask what happened to this car?
An officer was turning around another vehicle, and there was a low curb, and he didn't see it, and he ran over the curb, and it actually basically wrecked the bottom of the vehicle, doing substantial damage to it.
And it totaled it?
Totaled it out.
Yeah.
Was it an older car?
22 model.
No. Unfortunately.
Okay, that amount is in the budget ordinance. Thank you. Item number 11 is a resolution to approve the application for a recycling grant. We have a motion by Mrs. Hale,
Second.
second by Mr. Morris. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Rainey,
Yes.
Mr. Brewer,
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg.
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman.
Yes.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howell.
Yes.
Mr. Cardle.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Item number 12 is a resolution to approve disposal of airport assets.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Mr. Morris,
Second.
second by Mrs. Hale. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Brewer,
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg.
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman.
Yes.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howell.
Yes.
Mr. Cardle.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Mr. Rainey.
Yes.
Item number 13 is a resolution to approve lien certified to the tax collector against certain properties in Searcy as a result of grass cutting expenses and abatement of other nuisances.
Motion to adopt the resolution.
We have a motion by Mr. Morris, second by Mrs. Hale. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Schallenberg.
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman.
Yes.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howell.
Yes.
Mr. Cardle.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
Yes.
Mr. Rainey.
Yes.
Mr. Brewer.
Yes.
Item number 14 is a resolution to approve the termination of restrictive covenants on recently acquired property on South Main Street.
When we bought the property at the corner of Recreation Way and South Main, during the title work process, we found a plat, well, it wasn't a plat, it was covenants recorded by Dr. Rogers. And it has a lot of restrictions in there, and including the architectural committee we would have to form to build something on it. I believe, in my mind, that that was the first lot he sold on the east side of, west side?
East side of Main.
East side of Main. You know, when we bought all the big acreage from him, we bought his other acreage down by the soccer fields, and I think he planned to do, you know, lot 2 and lot 3, and he was gonna have this, control over it, which is fine, but we now own all of that, and I don't know that anybody make us do that, but I just think for safety and title concerns, we need to terminate those, requirements, and I've discussed it with Mr. Moore, and I believe he agrees, and between the two of us, we can draft something that will accomplish that, and this is just asking permission for the council for us to terminate those restrictive covenants.
So,
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Hale and the second by Mr. Cargill. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Kirkman.
Yes.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Mr. Howell.
Yes.
Mr. Cardle.
Yes.
Mrs. Hale.
yes.
Mr. Rainey.
Yes.
Mr. Brewer.
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg.
Yes.
Item number 15 is an ordinance to approve removing regulation of extraterritorial jurisdiction and providing regulation for road and street paving. That's a mouthful.
Richard, I've got a question. In the part about design, it says, all streets or roads in proposed developments or subdivision within the city of Searcy, whether dedicated to the city of Searcy for maintenance or not, shall follow these construction. Why would we do that?
So this is a directly from that plat, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago, Parker Lane,
The Ruby edition?
Ruby Edition. It was passed by the planning commission, and there were some folks that didn't like that it was passed because of that road being a gravel road. It had an easement, so all of the lots had access to the public right-of-way via that easement. The code says that you have to have access to the right-of-way, which I think an easement provides access to that right-of-way. But the paving requirement is only triggered by what our code says for streets, which are roads that are dedicated to the city for maintenance. And so this was just an easement, and the maintenance of that Parker Lane was the property owner's problem. So the Planning Commission, Planning and Growth and Transportation Committee, because of that, wanted us to look at requiring whether or not it's a road by easement or a road by right-of-way dedication to the city to maintain, should follow our paving standards. Meaning we shouldn't allow the gravel road. Like, that would basically mean Parker Lane would have to have been paved.
Okay, so that or not really shouldn't matter if it's dedicated to the city, if it's gonna be built within the city, it's got to follow the construction thing?
Yeah, that's like Mr. Lane's point, he'll probably agree that the fact that, like, anything if it's not been dedicated to the city for maintenance, the city's probably at some point in time in the future gonna end up maintaining it. So that's always been his point, and his side is that, and don't wanna speak for you, Mark, but.
That's correct. I think someday it will be ours.
Yeah, and so the whole point of that was that any of those roads should follow city standards, pavement standards. So that's where this came from. It was all that Parker Lane plat and that gravel road. And we had a big discussion about, approving that plat, and all felt like they needed to approve it because it met the code, but then said, didn't like it, so let's look at maybe making that change to the code. So that's what we've been working on at the Planning Commission and the Planning and Growth the last couple of months.
Okay, so your department, the Planning Commission, gets a plat, and it's got all these roads, and you're gonna require them to build the roads?
Per city standard.
Okay, but it's not dedicated to the city of Searcy for maintenance?
Right.
And this language says it's or not. So, okay, we make them build it to our standards, but if it's not dedicated to the city for maintenance, who maintains it?
Whatever the easement says, and it could be the bill of assurance, listed in the bill of assurance and a covenant on if it's an HOA that's created. The maintenance has to be clear on the plat on who's going to maintain it. We've had these discussions about easements and specifically who they're being, so that's what we're really gonna work on in the future, is making sure that, one, that our easements are clear, that they're dedicating exactly what and to who, and then if there is, and it's the same issue we have with the detention ponds, is that, it's gotta be clear in those. We need to start looking at the bill of assurances, those new ones, when they come in, to see if there's any covenants restrictions that say, talk about the drainage or talk about the maintenance of a road, if they're not going to dedicate it to 9.5 times out of 10, they're gonna dedicate it to the city for maintenance. They don't want to maintain it.
Well, that's kind of my thinking too, but this takes care of the Ruby Lane situation.
That's right.
And you all are gonna take care of it in the planning and platting, and it's gonna be delineated in that document on who's gonna maintain it.
That's right. Right now, we require, when there is a subdivision, like they have to submit the bill of assurance, and we were supposed to review that. I'll just say that we don't typically, haven't done that very well for years. But that's where we're listing those things and looking at those things. And so we need to, when these things exist, we need to make sure, an example, in a commercial setting example that's recently was the Cheddar's property, and then the plat, or the the lot behind it is being accessed by that private drive. So we were very clear to them, we wanted it to be clear that it's who that easement was written to, was what it was granting, and who's gonna maintain it, which they did provide us all that documentation. So now it's very clear that, and if somebody does say they want us to come fix potholes, but it's very clearly stated in what they approved, or what we approved, that it's not our responsibility to do so. It gives us some more teeth, I guess, but it allows, people were concerned, like the Planning Commission and Commissioner Jordan specifically was concerned that, you know, if somebody's got like 80 acres and they want to develop lots, that they could just grant them all by easement access and do gravel roads. And the consensus of the planning and growth folks in Mark is that that's probably not the best thing to do, to allow, even if it is private. We want, you know, our city to have paved roads.
And this will just give us the authority and power to designate in the planning process who's gonna maintain what. It's
That's
gonna
right.
be built to our standards.
We should already technically be doing that, but it's just, like I said, very rarely has this ever come up. Parker Lane is one of those that they wanted it to remain not a right-of-way, not maintained by the city. They were gonna maintain it, and they were gonna keep it gravel. So we made sure when that one was approved too, and the final plat was approved, that it was very clear the city was not maintaining that road. It was their road to maintain, and our emergency vehicles and everybody has to get up those roads. And the fire department says the road's in good condition, their trucks can get up it, so. But it was clear on that plat, so that's an example of what we're trying to do. But from now on, those roads will be paved, or still have to be paved, which,
And designate thereon
who's gonna maintain it? And if they ever want us to maintain it, it definitely has to be up to the city standards. So any point in time, if Parker Lane decides we don't wanna maintain this anymore, we want the city to come in and do it, well, they have to build it to our standards before we'll accept it for maintenance.
I would, beyond what we've just talked about, if you build a subdivision and we're saying they can have private roads, even if they build it to our standards, can we regulate parking on that road? Can the police enforce a speed limit on that road? I don't know the answer to that. I know in a Walmart parking lot, if you have an accident, my experience has been the police department says, we're not writing anybody anything. You had an accident, turn in your insurance.
Well, I think to that point is the definition is the word private. And like, we're not talking about private roads. We're talking about that easement has to be dedicated to the public. So therefore it is a public road. We're not talking about a private drive necessarily, where you could probably dictate. That's kind of the difference between a private drive and a private road, or not a private road, I'm trying to get away from saying private road. 'Cause it's not, it's public. The public accesses it because you're driving it to get lots, the mail's coming to get it, the trash trucks are coming to get it. So, you know, like, as you said, like, you know, there's no such thing really as a private road. So that's what I'm saying, the maintenance of it is what is the distinguishing factor. Who maintains it? Does the lot owners maintain it, or does the city maintain it? Is the distinguishing factor.
Mr. Morris, did you have a question?
Mr. Lane, you will remember back some time ago when there was a quote-unquote private street that went off of North Moore Street, Moore Avenue, out close to its intersection with Moss Street. And it developed as basically a driveway into a small apartment complex. And then houses were built along that private street. And when the private street fell apart, all the residents out there all came to the city, if you remember, for us to have to maintain and repave that street. I just don't want to see us get into a situation, Richard, where we've got private streets like that that have been formed around in the city, and then experiences dictated to us when they need to be maintained. Those people are not going to reach in their own pockets to repair a street. They're going to come to the city and demand that we repair the streets for them. So it's a slippery slope, and we need to be real cautious, in my opinion, with it.
Well,
At the planning commission meeting, I was here, and I seemed like to me, I heard the word private streets talked about quite a bit during.
That's why we took the language out of private street out of this. We're not calling them private streets. There's no such thing as a private street is what we're saying. This only affects public roads and streets. A public road, in our definitions in the Land Development Subdivision Code, the definition of a public street or road is defined as anything that has access by the general public. Then further is a street. A street is defined as something that has been dedicated to the city for maintenance. So that's a street, that's a road, that's the definitions in our code. So that's what I'm saying, that's like, these are just the defining the public roads and streets that are already defined in our code. We're not talking about anything that's private. They're gonna call it a private road because they maintain it privately, but it's still a public road.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Well, again, I'm kind of hesitating, not that I disagree with you, but I mean, see, when we amend our codes, you're amending paragraph K, and I don't know what the paragraphs in front of that said, and I'm just reading this, it says, all streets or roads and proposed developments or subdivisions within the city of Searcy, whether dedicated to the city of Searcy for maintenance or not, shall follow the construction requirement. So is there some other paragraph up here above paragraph K that better defines the meaning whether dedicated to the city of Searcy for maintenance or not?
Anytime there's a plat that's brought to us, you either dedicate that street to the public or you gotta provide access to that to the closest right of way. So I mean, that's the either or. You're either providing an easement or you're dedicating it to the city. This is a dedicated road. Before, it was like a no-brainer. If it's dedicated to the city, it's gotta meet our design standards.
And we maintain it.
And we maintain it. If they're not gonna donate it, or if they're not gonna dedicate it to the city for maintenance, and it's just an easement, what our code said before was it didn't require that pavement structure. It could be gravel, it could be dirt, it could be anything.
So there is other language in the other paragraphs that kind of clear that up. It's just that one phrase that was concerning me, because
Well, those are just the two distinct factors. I was trying to clear out this whole public and private thing. I don't wanna call it private. We don't wanna call it private. Private is when we get into private drives. Like if you got a long private drive, that's not a road, that's a drive. Like it's private. You can tell people to get off my drive. But if it's a road that's just granted by easement and it's an 8-lot subdivision, which I think Parker Lane was, that's I mean, it's to the public. The public is using that road. So that is a public road, but it's just an easement granted to the public to use.
Mr. Morris, you had something, and then Mark will get to
Mr.
you.
Stafford, and I'll address Mr. Lane on this too, both of you can chime in. Is there any compelling reason why this has to or needs to be adopted immediately?
No, not at all. This was, like I said, this is just work that the planning and growth solely because of Parker Lane that came up. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I was at odds with Mark and with our planning commission chair about it. I think if somebody wants to maintain their own road, they want it to be gravel, it's on them. Mark's point though is that eventually it's gonna come back to the city, is what they think, and they're gonna have to maintain a gravel road, a busted up gravel road. But my point is, like, if we're clear today on all of our plats and the bills of assurance and everything that we require, and if it specifically spells out who's to maintain it, then it's on them. I mean, they might come to the city and say, come fix my road, but if we have a plat that says we don't fix your road, it's not our road to fix, then that's just the answer they're gonna have to hear, unfortunately.
Maybe with all that's been said, with Mr. Stafford's comment that it wasn't any compelling reason it needed to be passed immediately, I'd make a motion that it be tabled to give us more time to study, more time to get feedback, and take up at another meeting, another evening.
Okay, thank you. I've got that motion down. Mark, did you have something you wanted to say?
Perhaps if we had a phrase in there that they shall be dedicated to the public, whether or not the council chooses to accept it for maintenance, is up to you. But all should be dedicated, or they shall be dedicated to the public. That way, there's no question that it is, that everyone has the
last thing that I forgot to mention, some of this discussion was about gated subdivisions, and this idea that Mark has always talked about, dedicating a public street, a city street that's been dedicated that we maintain, shouldn't be gated. That's what Mark, and it makes a great point. We're in there maintaining it, it shouldn't be gated. But if it's not dedicated to the city for maintenance, that gives the property owners, the HOA, whoever they have, let's just use the Dominion because it's gated and it's got a strong HOA. You know, they could have a little bit more control of the streets if they were maintaining it versus the city. Whereas if it's dedicated right of way and we're maintaining it and it's basically our 50 feet, then I think Mark got a point that we shouldn't be letting people gate across it. So, I mean, that was another consideration that we were taking in this whole, it's not private, it's still public, but it's just not dedicated to the city to maintain. It leaves some control over that street to the homeowners or the HOA or whatever they create to maintain it.
Mayor, the intent of my motion is simply just give me more time to research and study it, and there's obviously some concern.
Could I suggest or ask, the other part of this ordinance is something we need to pass because the state law changed. So could you break this up into two ordinances? So when we come back in December, we can for sure adopt the territorial jurisdiction ordinance, so we're in compliance with
Yes, for
Arkansas
sure.
law?
I have no problem with that, that would be fine.
Okay, so, Mr. Morris, are you open to amending your motion that would table this ordinance, but then also to split it into two ordinances
Based on what.
to
Mr.
be brought
Green-
in December? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's no big rush either. We can't control the extraterritorial jurisdiction now. This just cleans up the language that we're asked to do.
Mr. Stafford, I'm not trying to be negative about it at all, I'm just simply just concerned. So I have no problem at all in doing what, amending my motion, to what Mr. Rainey suggested, that we go ahead and adopt part of it, and the part that's got to do with the streets, and we do that in a separate ordinance if that's acceptable.
Yeah.
I'll second your motion to split the ordinances, table the one on the street thing till December, and we'll pass the one jurisdiction in December.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Morris, a second by Mr. Rainey. Any further discussion? Call the roll when you're ready, Jason.
Mr. Howell?
Yes.
Mr. Cardinal?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenger?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
All right, item number 16 is also an ordinance to approve amending the zoning code to provide regulation for ADUs and fences.
I would move that we suspend the rules and read by title only.
Motion by Mr. Rainey, a second by Mr. Morris. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Cardinal?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenger?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howell?
Yes.
An ordinance amending the Searcy zoning code providing regulations for accessory dwelling units and fences, declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
Motion to adopt.
We have a motion to adopt by Mr. Morris,
Second.
second by Mr. Cargill. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenger?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howell?
Yes.
Mr. Cardinal?
Yes.
City Council finds that in light of the need to provide for public peace, health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of Searcy, Arkansas, an emergency exists, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage.
We have a motion by Mrs. Hale to adopt, second by Mr. Challenberg. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenger?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howell?
Yes.
Mr. Cardinal?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Item number 17 is an ordinance to approve the year-end bonus payment, $1,000 for full-time staff, $500 for part-time, and then prorate 50% for those that are 6 months or less.
Move we suspend the rules and read by title only.
Motion by Mr. Rainey,
Second.
second by Mr. Cargill. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Challenger?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr.
Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howell?
Yes.
Mr. Cardinal?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Raymond?
Yes.
An ordinance amending ordinance 2025-02, budget for the city of Searcy for the calendar year 2025, authorizing certain expenditures, waiving the requirement of competitive bidding with respect to certain expenditures, declaring emergency and further.
Do we have a motion to adopt? Mrs. Hale, do we have a second? Second by Mr. Brewer. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Schallenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howell?
Yes.
Mr. Cardinal?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
The need to provide for the employees of the city of Searcy, Arkansas is a critical need necessary to provide the preservation of public peace, health, safety, and welfare. An emergency is hereby declared and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage.
Move adoption of emergency clause.
We have a motion by Mr. Morris. Second by Mr. Brewer. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howell?
Yes.
Mr. Cardinal?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg?
Yes.
All right, item number 18 is the budget adjustment ordinance.
Move. Suspend the rules, read the title only.
We have a motion by Mr. Morris, second by Mr. Brewer. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howell?
Yes.
Mr. Cardinal?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer? Mr. Schallenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
An ordinance amending ordinance 2025-02, budget for the city of Searcy for the calendar year 2025, waiving the requirement of competitive bidding with respect to certain expenditures, declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
We have a motion to adopt.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Damon, on this 37,000 concession stand supplies to accommodate additional sales for baseball concessions, did you simply run out of product, or what is that for?
Yeah, so we had a budget of 85,000 for FY '25, and we've executed right at 124,000.
Is that the same need because of the?
Grounds maintenance?
125 for the maintenance?
Yes, sir.
So those expenditures are offset by the revenue produced by the tournaments?
Correct. Yes, sir.
It's kind of a good problem to have, isn't it?
I hope so. Yes, sir.
Because those concessions, they're going into the general fund?
I couldn't tell you where they're going. I have no idea. Yeah. No idea. I'm just trying to make money, that's all. I don't
He
know.
was kind of quick to say that.
No clue.
Thanks, Damon.
Yes,
Great
sir.
job on the tournaments.
Yes.
Do we have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Yes.
Motion by Mr. Schallenberg. Do we have a second? By Mr. Brewer. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Howell?
Yes.
Mr. Cardinal?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey? Yes. Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
The need to maintain the fiscal affairs of the city of Searcy in accordance with the requirement of the law being necessary for the preservation of public peace, health, safety, and welfare. An emergency is hereby declared, this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to adopt the emergency clause? Motion by Mr. Schallenberg. Second by Mrs. Hale. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Cardinal?
Yes.
Mrs. Hale?
Yes.
Mr. Rainey?
Yes.
Mr. Brewer?
Yes.
Mr. Schallenberg?
Yes.
Mr. Kirkman?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Howell?
Yes.
All right, the last item on our, yes, sir.
Mayor, before we move on, Miss Jean Ann Bell sitting over there in the corner, just awful quiet. And I just want to commend her and the library board for the real nice award y'all just won and received. And you got a lot of publicity for the new library and obviously the city. We just thank y'all for the service y'all do. Now we've been in it over a year now, and it's phenomenal. Thank you for all your work.
It's a wonderful asset to the community.
We appreciate the support that we've received from the council all the way through.
Absolutely.
I'll have to say that my kids, one of my daughters from Atlanta was in town recently. And she's like, what's the deal? She goes, this library is nicer than the one in my suburb in Atlanta. I said, that's one more reason. You're also a mountain biker. When Richard gets the trails done,
Move on back.
Another deal.
That's right.
Come on home.
So I was glad to hear that.
All right, item number 19 is the last agenda item. This is just further discussion of the 2026 budget. Just open it up. Jason, you want to take the reins?
Yeah, just to open it up for any questions of things you would like to see adjusted or changed to see how they would affect the budget. There are two things that hit that, one was my error. I keyed in something as 2,000 instead of 12,000. So there's a $10,000 error on me on that one. And then there's a new request for $16,000 that you have from the Humane Society that we didn't have prior to me presenting that to you before. And he's got a narrative there of what he would like to do with that additional money.
Jason, I can't tell you how much I appreciate the format and the detail you do, but as I was talking to you before the council meeting, I guess it's because of the way we've always considered the budget before I can absorb it. I need that layout. We only talked about 25 and 26, but we really need, in my opinion, 24 budget, 24 actual, 25 budget today, 26, but by each department and line item.
Okay,
It's a pretty big form.
it will be, yeah.
Lily knows it from me as the book.
Yeah, yeah, I've got one of those books on my desk and I can recreate that for you.
But after all our discussion, after all the input, the only way I can grasp what's really changing in the budget is to see it in that format.
Okay,
And I would like the opportunity to have that, have all the council have it, and then hopefully have maybe one more meeting or one more discussion in December, and then we can move towards the adoption.
Sure.
Of the budget.
sounds good to me. I know that I talked to Tanya and Roger and they've given me a couple of things to take out and adjust it. So if there's anything else that someone has seen or would recommend, I'll be glad to take those notes and incorporate that into the next run that has that format like you wanted.
I would like to say that I appreciate the department heads working with us when we called and asked questions about their budgets. And if we tweaked anything, they've been really receptive and helpful to that, so I appreciate that.
And I will point out too, I went back to all the budget ordinances for each month for this year, and we have added approximately $640,000 in expenses that were not budgeted last year. But as a result of trying to get some things into the operational part of it, I've rolled about $220,000 of that into an operational line, so that we try to reduce that 640. Now, some of them are things that you couldn't help, like an exhaust system or, you know, the pool heaters or HVAC system, but things like recurring purchases in the departments that should just be an operational expense. I've rolled that out of these budget ordinances into the budget. So.
All right, any other feedback from the council?
I also want to thank you guys for working like you did on the insurance. That was a big deal.
I hope the employees appreciate it.
I've heard a lot of good feedback on that.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
All right, if there's no further discussion, that is our last agenda item. Have a